different place than where I'm normally doing this, so you'll get used to it. I am going to grab my water real quick, just in case I have a in my throat like I do in the morning sometimes. Something about going on camera. Oh, hi, Haley. Good morning. Are you the first one here? We've got Anna Ditt. Good morning. I am doing good. I'm doing really good. Elena's here. And we've got Jacqueline. Awesome. Where can I set my drink down? I'm in a different spot. I'm in my studio. I think I've given you a tour of that before. This used to be my dining room, so this thing behind me against the wall was my dining room table. Well, I guess it still is. I just turned my dining room into a studio when I shot my You Are Worthy online course. Hi Vias, hi Anna. So we've got like my shelf full of equipment. We've got my cameras there. Got the green screen behind me. I guess I could do it on the green screen. That's not a bad background. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, people are showing up. We've got Jaden, Derek, Miss Motivation is here. Awesome. I think maybe raise the camera a little higher. So, Lucas is here. Good morning. So I want to talk to you guys today about why it's so important for you to go after your dreams, why you can't not do it, why you can't let that dream you have die inside you. Thank you, Lizzie. I got out the curled it today. It's a little wild when you're like trying to grow out your bangs. Ends up like you don't know what to do with them. Do I curl the bangs? Do I straighten the bangs? Or do I just let them do their own thing? I don't know. I'm not really a hair person. So, what are your guys' dreams? Do you guys have something inside you that you feel like God has put inside you and you don't know how to get it out? Or you feel like, will my work be accepted? Oh, Frank said he just watched Rob taking the boys to Bodie and where's the other place that they went? Oh, the Laws Museum. Yeah, Rob likes to go on adventures a lot, and for a long time, well, Eli's kind of too little to go on adventures, and it's hard for Timmy because he can't walk very far, and sometimes Rob likes to go explore all these places, but they're not always like wheelchair friendly. We had a good stroller for Timmy for a while with big like off-road tires, but he kind of outgrew that stroller. It was a special needs stroller, specifically like designed for kids with cerebral palsy, but you know, he keeps growing. Good morning, Donald. Thank you. So, oh, hi, Lucy. My friend met you in Arizona. You know what? I filmed a lot when we were in Arizona. Lucy, did she meet me at, what's that famous place, Slide Rock? I'm gonna probably put up a vlog of when I was in Arizona. I just haven't gotten around to editing yet. Hi, Inverts with Chaz. My dream is to be accepted and not feel lonely like I always do. You're my hero. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you, number one. But I'm concerned that your dream is to be accepted by others because everyone's not going to accept us. And if you make your goal or your dream to be accepted by others, you might end up doing things that you shouldn't do, or maybe you're not supposed to do. Oh, it was at the pool, Lucy. My kids wanted to go to the pool every single night. And mostly I had Rob take them, but there were a couple times where Rob was like, it's your turn to take the boys to the pool. I think I remember. What was your friend's name? I think I remember chatting with a couple girls and somebody wanting to take a picture with me. Anyway, if we make it that we want our whole life to be accepted by others, it's going to steer us on the wrong path. And even if you're really choosy about the people, like even if you say it's only good people, you know, because trying to be accepted by others, you could be around people who are peer pressuring you into doing things that you don't feel comfortable with. Jaden, no, today's not my birthday, it's next Saturday. You could be doing things that you don't feel comfortable with. They could pressure you into, I don't even want to list all the things that you shouldn't do, that you don't, you know what I'm saying? You can get pressured, so you can't make your life about being accepted by others. I know we want to be liked, we want to be loved, we want to be accepted, but you have to first find acceptance with yourself. You have to love yourself, and even if that means starting with liking yourself, you have to love yourself and like yourself. And when you love yourself and like yourself, and you feel good about yourself and the choices you're making, then it ends up not mattering so much what other people think of you. So please, I would ask you, rethink what your dream is. What does God put in your heart that you feel like you have this dream that needs to come out of you? Is it music? Is it engineering? Is it building cool things? Is it designing the fastest race car? Is it being a legend in basketball? And what is it that doesn't tie itself around what other people think of you? Hi, Oxy. Because even if, let's say, if you want to be accepted by good people who you think are good, like teachers or your parents or your heroes or icons or whatever, even they might not always know what's best for you or have your best in mind, and they don't know the dream God has put in your heart. So did you guys see the video that came out this week on Dhar Mann with Ayana and how she wanted to be the fashion designer? But her dad wanted her to be in finance, wanted her to be in accounting, wanted to work for the accounting firm. Jordan, my birthday's next Saturday, the 22nd. So if you guys saw that video, you'd see she had this dream in her heart to be a fashion designer. Well, if she wanted to be accepted by her dad, she would have just done what her dad wanted her to do, right? And her dad wanted her to work in finance. So you'll have a dream in your heart, and other people, well-meaning people who love you and want to see what's best for you. Catherine says, inverts with Chaz says, Catherine, I'm autistic, so I get excluded by things. I understand that is not easy. You know, my older son is also autistic, and he doesn't get invited places. He doesn't get invited to parties. He doesn't, but he's found ways to be content with himself and to do the things that he wants to do and go for the things he wants to do and go for. I feel like I'm talking kooky this morning. So it's really about loving yourself. Hearing this has made me appreciate. Thank you. It's about being content and loving yourself, no matter what others think of you. Because if we're trying to please people who don't even accept us, then that's not even the right crowd of people, right? There's going to be those who love you and accept you for who you are, that you don't have to change yourself for. Morning, Mona. She's multitasking and listening. Sunday's her food prep day. Okay, I had to step off camera. I thought I had blueberries in my teeth. I just had oatmeal with blueberries and apples. Normally I have a smoothie or a juice, but I need to go get groceries. I'm kind of out of produce. Okay, so does that make sense, you guys, that you have to go for your dreams and not have to try to be accepted by others? Jordan said he hasn't seen the video, but it reminds him of Time Force and Wes Collins because his dad and teacher made out for him and didn't want that. Okay. I didn't quite get why people exclude autistic people 9 times out of 10. These people are the nicest, most loving people ever. That's from Switchy Plays. Jaden is asking, do you stream or not? What do you mean by that? Do you mean it? I'm streaming now. I don't know if that's what you mean. Jordan said, even though it was destined for him to take over his father's company, he went and became the Red Power Ranger. Oh, we're talking about Power Rangers here. And he chose his own destiny, and that was the main message of the show. Okay, this might blow your mind. A friend of mine who I was taking acting classes with was the original Red Power Ranger. He's a friend of mine. His name is Ross. He was the original Red Power Ranger. Because somebody was talking about Power Rangers, Eli. Thomas said, I really want to know who did the principal in Dhar Mann.
Thomas.
Which episode? Because they've had a lot of principals.
Thomas the twins here.
Thank you, Anna. I curled it.
Anna.
Not the Anna you know. I had an event that I went to. It was like a red carpet premiere, and I wanted to get all gussied up for they had like, you know, where they have the backdrop and the red carpet and all the photographers and videographers. So, Jaden's asking, what country are y'all in? If you guys want, you can type in what country you're in. I'm in the U.S. Invert says, thank you, great inspiration, hero, God bless. This is the reason why you're one of my favorite actors. Aw. Oh, Via says it would be great to see Aiden Mikas.
You're my favorite actor.
I'm your favorite actor, Eli?
Yeah, you act the most.
Aw, thank you, sweetheart. Can we have a hug?
Yeah, you just walking around at school.
I'm walking around at school?
Yeah,
My hair kind of looks like Eli's now that I have it curly. We kind of have that similar little lion's mane thing going on.
That's you.
Yeah. So let's see. You're basically sticking to your guns and choosing your own destiny. If you don't, you'll regret it, Jordan says. Okay. Via says it would be great to see Aiden Mikas, Ayanna Taylor, and Rebecca Ritz in the same video together. Ritz. I worked with Aiden this week, and it has been months and months and months since I worked with him, but I got to work with him a couple of days ago in a beautiful, beautiful Thanksgiving video. And guess what? Ayanna is in it. Ayanna. Oh! VS! The video I worked on this week is going to be one of the Thanksgiving videos, and it had Aiden, and Ayanna, and me, and Devin, and Rebecca Ritz. Your dream has already come to fruition. It happened this week, so I think it'll probably be out in November, sometime around. It might be the Thanksgiving special or one of those videos leading up to that. Okay, so let's see. How did you meet Dhar Mann and start working with them? Jillian, I just auditioned, like everyone on the show that just auditions for it. I think there were 1 or 2 people that didn't have to audition, but I had to. Okay, let's see. Can you do a live session with Rebecca? Maybe. Maybe I can. I have a 5-year-old named Eli. I don't mean by your kid, though. Let's see, we've got, thank you so much. Think C says, I'm back. Derek says, are you going to have an open mic night for your birthday? If so, can I come to see you do open mic? I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I haven't even looked up to see if there's any in my neighborhood. I'm not going to put one on. I thought about it for a hot second. I thought, maybe I'll put on a open mic night in my backyard, but I decided that's too much work and I don't want to clean up after all that. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Okay. Yes, I can't give away the plot line. Can't give away the plot line, so you're gonna have to just wait. When we sign on to do these films, we sign an NDA. Do you know what an NDA is? It's pretty popular in the film business. It stands for non-disclosure agreement. So you agree not to disclose the information of the project. So I can't tell you anything about it, but I just told you who's in it, so you can decide what you think that plot will be yourself. Okay, Jaden asked, what was your first video of Dhar Mann? It was with, who knows this one? I don't even know what it's called, but it had to do with an elevator. Vin was the head school person. Mare played my daughter. And Carl was the guy I wouldn't let into the elevator. So maybe if you guys know what that one is. So the moral of the story today, well, let's not get to the moral yet. Let's get to what the point of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So, you know, I said why it's so important for you to live your dream, why you have to live your dream, why it has to be something that you do. Why your dream has to be something that you do is because, well, let me just read you a little passage. Okay. So I'm reading this book right now called Your Life as a Story. So Your Life as a Story, and this is discovering the new autobiography for writing memoirs. You guys know I'm in a class right now, and, oh, thank you, Gia. She says, I have an extremely positive aura. You know, it's funny, I don't really hear a lot of people talk about auras all that much, but this is twice in 1 week now. I had some dude send me a direct message saying something like, I am in love with your aura. I thought that was kind of interesting. Someone's in love with my aura. It's not one I've gotten before. It's not a pickup line I've gotten before. Elijah, can you, like, not play with that dinosaur right here? It's pretty loud. Can you guys hear that dinosaur roaring? Eli, can you play with that in the living room or outside? Oh, Soko was really cool to work with. She reminds you of Ricky? Oh, that's interesting. Hey, shh. I see, but Mommy's on a live stream. So it's so important, whenever you have that dream in your heart, you can't be trying to not do it or find excuses not to do it. So I'm reading this big, thick, 300 plus page book. This is just one of over 20 books that my memoir teacher said I had to get. So I've been writing every week for my memoir to turn in my assignments for class. I'm not even through one of the 20 books that she's given us, because between mom life and writing and going to the studio, it's really difficult to get any reading done. So, is it super loud or is it just me? Can you guys hear? Elijah, please I don't want that on right now. Thank you. Okay. So this woman, her name is Tristine Rainier. She wrote this, and I heard somebody quoted this very thing 14 years ago when I was in a workshop. And I just loved it, and I thought, I wish I knew who wrote that, you know? And finally, hi, Corey's Train Box. Chantel, can you please try to just put nice, positive comments? Okay. Otherwise, we're going to have to remove those comments. So, there's something that you guys have inside you that you have that nobody else but you has. And if you don't put that message out into the world, man, the world is going to miss out on so much. Let me just read how she says it first, and then we'll talk about it, and you guys can tell me what it means to you. Okay. There is a vitality, a life force, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all time, the expression is unique. So, first sentence, there's a vitality, a life force, a quickening that is translated through you into action. What is that thing for you guys where you feel like there's like a quickening, there's something in your spirit that gets you excited? Is it feeding the homeless? Is it volunteering at a soup kitchen? Is it helping tutor kids? Is it playing basketball? Is it painting? Is it writing poetry? You know, what is it? What is it that's that quickening, that feels like you're alive when you do it? For me, it was poetry. Whenever I would read my poetry, I'd be like, I would feel so alive. Acting too, but poetry is my first love. So it makes you want to get into action. And next sentence, because there's only one of you in all time, that expression is unique. So though there may be others that engineer and build cool puzzles or play soccer or do whatever, do poetry, write books, paint, play guitar, because there is only one of you, you are so unique. Hi, Twinkie Winky. You are so unique that you have to. Okay, let's put Chantel in a timeout. She's like trying to sell stuff on here. Putting products on here and saying like weird things. It's not appropriate for here. Okay, so there's only one of you in all time, and your expression is unique. So if you don't do those things, if you don't do what's in your heart, if you don't take those steps towards becoming and playing it out and going to fruition and following your dreams, man, it says here, if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium. So you guys can't use the excuse of, well, I wanted to become an actor, but there's so many other actors out there that there just really wasn't any point, or there's no point in me trying, or, you know, there's so many, whatever it is, whatever you want to be, fill in the blank. There's so many that you use that as an excuse, you block it. But if you do that, it's never going to exist in any other medium. Hi, Emilio. Only you can do what you can do, the way you do it, the way you do it. Nobody else can do what I do the way I do it. Yeah, there can be other actors at Dhar Mann. Maybe there's other actors who look similar to me, but they're not going to do the same thing I do. They're not going to carry it out the way I carry it out. They're not going to, you know, your expression is unique. No one can play guitar like you play guitar. No one can maybe play hacky sack. Is that still a thing? That was a thing when I was in high school. People played hacky sack. I don't know if that's still a thing. But nobody can do it. And if you don't do it, it's going to be lost. Yes, for Nana, it's poetry. Do you guys know that Nana just put out her first book? You guys go to Amazon and get Poems of Peace. Our very own moderator, Nana, wrote that book, and it was a dream in her heart for more than a couple of decades. She had to fight for that dream to happen. She had to fight tooth and nail and get over herself and get over all her obstacles to make that happen, and you guys are going to have to do the same thing. But if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium. If she blocked it and said, well, there's thousands of other poets out there, we don't need another faith-based poetry book, then her specific expression that was meant to touch the specific people she was meant to touch would never be in existence, and the world would have missed out. Yes, Lucas, it's still on Amazon. It's a green book. You'll see a forest on the outside. I would grab mine and show you, but it's in the bedroom. Okay. the world will not have it. If you don't put your thing out there, the world will never have it. What is it? You guys type in here, what is it that you want to do? Donald says 2 things that do it for me is I help distribute food to the homeless veterans. And when I was homeless, this veteran group helped me. And to write poetry and short stories. And if you don't do that, the world will be at a loss because your unique expression won't be in the world, right? So here's the thing. Sometimes we judge ourselves. Sometimes we think, well, I'm not going to do it because what if it's not good enough? My thing may not be as good as somebody else's thing. And, oh yeah, see, Brittany, she knows about your book, Nana, because I got her one. I sent it to her. Did you know I own your book? It's a beautiful one. Yes. Yeah, I told Nana that I didn't tell her who I sent it to, but I told her I sent it to someone. Okay, so here's the thing. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself. Emilio, I know a tiny, insy, bitsy amount of Spanish, but not enough to be any good. You could not drop me off in a country that speaks it and think I could fend for myself. I learned a little bit in high school. I took a Spanish class. But then when I moved to LA, I thought it was going to come in so handy. But apparently the kind of Spanish they teach in school is more, I guess they call it Castilian Spanish, like Spain. And most of the people that I run into in California, because Mexico's so close on the border, I guess this kind of Spanish they speak in Mexico is very different. Because I tried to speak Spanish to some people here and they did not know what I was talking about. So I just stopped. So I don't even try. Hey, Taze Bear. So listen, don't judge yourself. Don't judge your work. Here's the thing. It is not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable it is. Here's another one. Nor how it compares with any other expressions. It's not your business to say, oh, this isn't good. This isn't good enough. Other people write better than me. I remember one time, about 14 years ago, I was listening to this audiobook and I was just, hi Jaden, I was just in tears because this guy was such a good writer. And I'm listening to his book and I'm crying, not because of the material in the book. I'm crying because I thought to myself, I could never be a writer that good. And I was crying about thinking I could never accomplish that feat to be that good of a writer. Nana said, you and your worthy class pushed me forward. Amen. And that is like one of my goals with my worthy course. Elijah, can you please get Dad to help you? Okay, go. Hold on 1 second. Okay, hold on. You want this candy from us? Okay, so urgent call because I am potty training Elijah. So when he hollers that he needs to go to the bathroom, we gotta go because we don't want him to go in his pants. We don't want him to go in his shorts. We don't want me to have to do extra laundry. So there you have it. We were almost there, but then Rob took him to Minnesota and kind of gave up. I think it's a mama's job to potty train. I don't know. I think Rob just couldn't handle with. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're back on track. We're back on track, and he emptied his bladder. So it's not your job to determine, is my stuff good enough? How does it compare to other people's? Okay. Okay, because you can't compare yourself to other people or how they do it. So if I started saying, oh, well, I'm not as good of an actor as Charlize Theron, or I'm not as good of an actor as just anybody, fill in the blank, that could have stopped me from going after the acting. It's not my job to compare myself to others. If I don't let my expression get out into the world, then it never will. Okay, so next. It's your business. Here's what is your business. This is what we have to do, all of us. We have to... Kids today. Hold on. Let me just get it for you. Here you go.
No, I need this stick.
No, I already got it for you. Just pick one. Make it fast. Make it fast. You want the blue one again? Okay. So sorry if I'm missing a lot of these comments. And I'll get to your questions in like 5 minutes. Okay, it is not your job to compare yourself. We got that down. Hi, Annie. Exactly. Whatever you believe you can achieve. But here it is. It's your business to keep your goals, your dreams, your expression clearly and directly, to keep the channel open. To let... Brittany says the mom. The mom chant is never ending, even as teenagers. Oh yeah, Timmy can be relentless. Timmy can be relentless, for sure. Okay, so... Wow. Okay. It's your business to keep the channel open. So be open. Let that expression flow through you. Don't block it up. Don't close it up. Don't judge it. Don't say, oh, it's not good enough. And even if other people tell you it's not good enough, if God put this dream in your heart, then you have to do it. You have to go after it. And there's nothing wrong with improving, in making yourself better. Right? In learning. So right now, this memoir class I'm in, it's the most challenging one I've taken. This is the 4th class I've taken in writing a memoir over the last 10 years. There's a memoir I've been wanting to write for 14 years. And I've done writing, but I've never done this kind of writing. So it's a whole different medium. It's a whole different thing. So I'm learning, and I'm learning I'm not very good at it. But I'm getting better each time. So when I turned in my assignment the first week, she was like, boy, you really need to self-edit yourself and turn in only this has to be a polished draft. And I was like so surprised when she told me all the errors and all the things wrong with it, because it wasn't my first draft. It was like my 5th draft, my 5th rewrite. And I had paid an editor $75 an hour. No more. You get one prize for going on the potty, and then you have to go again before you get another prize. So I had to hide the prize box. So I had an editor I paid $75 an hour to go over. So what I turned into my teacher that she thought was just so novice and terrible and not good, I had already, like I said, rewritten 5 times and paid somebody who supposedly knew what they were doing to make it better for me, and still I had a lot of work to do. So sometimes there's a learning curve, but I have to keep my channels open, right? Let's put Chantel in a timeout. She's just trying to sell products or talk about some stores, or I don't know. This is not the place for that. Okay, you can do that on your channel. Okay, here we're answering questions and we're and we're hopefully giving people something they can take home and use and have it be part of their life. So it's you got to keep your channels open. You got to let the Spirit of God flow through you, and you got to become what maybe you don't even know what you can become. You know, when I was a little kid, did I imagine myself where I'm at now? No. So sometimes you don't know what it's going to be, but if we block it, if we stop ourselves, we'll never reach that peak level that we could reach. We'll never become, if we're stopping, we're blocking, we're judging ourselves, we're not allowing our expression to come out. So keep your channels open. And here's the cool thing. Here's the cool thing that it says. You don't even have to believe in yourself or your work. You don't even have to believe in yourself or your work. All you have to do is keep open, and be aware directly of the urges that motivate you. How many of you guys feel like, oh, you get this idea like, oh, I want to go do something. I want to go do this thing. And then you stop yourself. You block yourself. You talk yourself out of it in your mind. And then later you're like, man, I so regret this. That happened to me this week. So I'm at this red carpet premiere. And those of you who are over 30 will know this person. There was a celebrity there. His name is Dean Cain. He was the guy who played Superman on all the seasons of Lois and Clark TV show. So he was there, and I saw him, and I'm not the type of person that goes up to people and says, "Oh, can I get a photo with you?" I've only ever done that once, and that was with Sniper Wolf. But I saw him, and I'm walking past him. I saw him talking to these two ladies, and I felt this urge, this motivation, this like voice in the spirit saying, "Go up to him, go talk to him, and get a picture with him." And I could have totally done that because I'm in a movie coming out in December that will be in theaters. And it's a Christmas movie, and he's also in the movie. We didn't shoot the same day, so I didn't get to meet him. So I could have gone up to him on the same level with him, actor to actor, and said, "Hey, we're in a movie together. Would you mind if I get a picture?" I could have done that, but I quelled the voice. I blocked it, and I was like, you know how when God tells you to do something, but then you think you have a better idea? So I was like, he's busy, he's talking I'll just go to the bathroom and then I'll come out and then I'll do it. Like I was working up the courage. And I came out of the bathroom and he was gone. I was like, that was my chance, and I didn't listen. So, that's sometimes an inconsequential one, but we have to get really tuned in to listen to that voice. There's been many times where I'll leave the house in the morning, it's a bright, sunny, beautiful day, and I'll get this little voice in my head saying, "Bring an umbrella." I'm like, what are you talking about? There's not a cloud in the sky. Halfway through the day, it starts pouring, and I don't have my umbrella. Or I'll get this little inkling like, bring a snack or bring a granola bar, and I'm like, I'm just going 5 minutes away to the store. I don't need a... And then suddenly there's like a traffic backup. There's something. So it's just getting attuned to listening to that voice and doing, what is that thing that motivates you, right? It says you got to keep open and aware directly to the urges that motivate you. So this is something I've been practicing a lot. And I hope you guys are practicing this too, is starting to get really in alignment with what those urges are. Like if it's call somebody, call this person, call them. Don't go, you know what, they're probably busy today. They're probably in church today. They're probably spending time with their family. They want to rest. When you get that urge, it's for a reason. So you have to follow that urge. Sometimes like I get that urge and I'll call somebody. Jarrell says, yes, listen to your voice even if you don't want to. And I'll call someone and they'll have been like in the brink of depression, just down and depressed, and you're able to like lift them up out of that depression. So you've got to, and I've got to, not let my brain talk me out of what the Spirit is urging me to do. So you don't even have to believe in yourself. You don't even have to believe in your work. Donald says some people call it a gut feeling. I call it a gut feeling about something. Yeah, you get that. It's like in your know, or like in your belly. You just feels like you have to do something. Okay, keep your channels open, right? No artist is pleased. So sometimes like putting your work out there, putting your poetry out there, putting your painting out there, putting your song out there, it's like never going to be perfect, right? No artist is ever pleased with themselves. There was some famous poet who said once, a poem is never done. It's never finished. We just decide to move on to the next thing. Like when I rewrote Poetic Prescriptions for Pesky Problems, that came out 2 years ago, my husband was like, what? Why are you rewriting that entire book? Because I had already released that book in 2008. But I spent COVID of 2020 rewriting all 77 poems in the book. And I added like 7 new ones. Why? He was like, why don't you just move on and do a different book? Why are you redoing the same? I just had this urge. Like I wanted it. Now that I'm a better writer, I wanted to redo it. So that was an urge I had. There is no satisfaction at any time. So you're never going to be satisfied. You're going to never be satisfied with the work you put out there, but that's okay. It's not for you to be satisfied. It's not for you to judge. It's not for you to compare. It's for you to put it out there, to put your unique expression out into the world. So there's no satisfaction. There's only a queer, divine dissatisfaction, right? We crave to be perfect, but we're not. We're never going to be. But even in our imperfection, even when we mess up, even if we do things wrong, it's still going to touch and move and inspire and make some people happy. Like, I don't have to be perfect. You guys are here on this live stream, and I'm not perfect. I've stumbled over many words. I've laughed, I've coughed, I've took my kid to go potty in the middle of our live stream. Oh, thank you for the gift, Angela. Very sweet of you. There's a divine dissatisfaction of what you're putting out into the world. It's a blessed unrest. A blessed unrest. The reason you're feeling so yuck, Nicola, thank you for the gift. You feel so yuck, but that's okay. It's a blessed unrest that keeps us marching, that makes us feel more alive. Do you guys agree? Do you guys agree that it when you're like, oh, never quite satisfied, it makes you want more, crave more, makes you want to be better. Like, how can I improve my hoop shot? How can I, if I could just, stay within the lines when I'm driving, when I'm running, when I'm, whatever it is you're looking, like, how can I improve? It's a constant yearning for more, to be better, to be at a higher level. But you can't even get that if you don't start, right? The famous quote from Zig Ziglar, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And I love the quote by Marie Forleo. She said, if you're not embarrassed of the first thing you put out, then you waited too long. And that's one of the reasons I rewrote my first book. After 10 years of writing after that, I was like, oh, I'm kind of embarrassed of this first book. It's not good. Like, it was good. The messages in it were good and they helped people, and I got a lot of lovely response and emails back. But then I learned how to become a writer, and I studied with my coach, who was the #3 Shakespeare teacher in the world. And he taught me meter and how to do the rhymes and how to have more meaning to it. And then I worked with another writer coach. I worked with people, and I realized I could do so much better. So the content in the book I rewrote, it's the same content, but I was able to express it in a much better way. I was able to express it with less words, more visuals, more images, better meter to roll off the tongue, right? Did you guys see that Angela posted on her YouTube channel? She took one of my poems from that book, my favorite poem, and I think her favorite poem in the book, Child of the King, and she kind of took some of the words from it and put a melody to it. She turned it into a song. That was kind of neat. Orly has done that for me too. She's taken a couple of my poems and sung them to me. That's so sweet. Okay. I hope that was helpful to you. I hope that makes you guys, could you type in the chat what you got out of that section I read and, you know, my explanation of it? Could you type in the chat what you got out of it? What that meant to you? Because what that means for you, yeah, let me know what it means to you. Because I think what that means for you is you can't block yourself. You can't stop yourself. You have to put your unique expression out into the world, even if nobody else understands it or gets it. Why Tram Simp said, I have a hard exam tomorrow. I don't know if I'll pass. I better be off by now and get back to it. Okay. Jordan said, exactly, because like with myself, I could wallow in self-pity and wallow in the gutter, but you don't have to. You can move on. Okay, yeah, blank background. This is actually my green screen background. When I back up, you can kind of see the color green. This is the room. This is my studio. Used to be my dining room. This, and I've got the lighting set up and the cameras and all the equipment. This is where I shoot my online course. This is where I shot You Are Worthy, and then we just put the backgrounds in. Okay, so tell me what you guys got out of what we talked about today, and then I'll get into answering questions. Via says, Aiden and Devin are best friends in real life. They have an amazing friendship. They do. They really do. Okay. Nicola just got back from seeing family. What else do we have? Yeah, Jarell says, yes, listen to your voice, even if you don't want to. So, okay. And it says the new moderators are doing a wonderful job. Kudos. What else? Oh, Brittany says, something I've been thinking about, to write a memoir. Do you feel like you have to be healed from the story you want to tell? I feel people may expect a happy ending, and what if you don't have one yet? I say you start writing. You start writing now. You don't have to be healed to write your thing. You don't have to be healed to be starting to speak about it. All you have to be is a few steps ahead. So if you used to be in this terrible, terrible place, and now you've gotten a little bit better, you can start writing about it. You can even start speaking about it, because you're further ahead than where some people are. So think of your particular situation. How many steps are you further ahead than some people you know, or even from where you used to be? And those few steps in between, it's with anything, with writing a course, speaking somewhere, you can show them how to get to the next level. So many people want to get to the next level. They can't even, some people that are at the depth, at the pit, that are at their lowest, are looking at you like, wow, how did you get, you may not be totally 100% healed, totally 100% have your happy ending yet, but they're looking at you like, wow, how do you even do that? You mean you went a whole day without doing this? How did you do that? How did you break that cycle? How did you stop that addiction? Or sometimes they're doing this thing multiple times a day, and you're like, I can show you what I do to be able to go 3-4 days or a week without thinking about it or without doing it, whatever it is. So you've got some steps, you've gained some victory, you have some ground. And it's, you know what, guys, it's the enemy, it's the devil that wants to try to tell us, who are you to say you're not even there yet, you haven't even arrived? Do you think I'm completely 100% confident? Do you think I feel worthy 100% of the time? No. And I made the course You Are Worthy, and I haven't 100% arrived, but I'm a lot better than I used to be. And it still shows up in surprising ways that sometimes they're simple. Like I was just thinking of this the other day. I'm like, here I am, I put a course out on worthiness. I'm about to put the book out on worthiness. And I'm at the studio, not Dhar Mann Studios, a different studio for the Christmas movie I did. And the producers I showed you guys the shirt, the Bringing Back Christmas shirts that she gave me, one for me, one for Rob, and then one for Timmy. And she's like, do you want one for Eli? It can be a night. I go, well, they're kind of too big. Well, it can be in like a night shirt. And in my mind, I'm going, well, no, you guys want these shirts to be advertised, and if he's going to wear it to bed, nobody's going to see it. I'm thinking all this stuff in my head about refusing it, and then they're like, do you want some more shirts? Do you want some shirts for other people? I'm like, no, that's okay. And at the time, I didn't realize that was connected to my worthiness. Like, I don't deserve to have some extra shirts. I should only have enough for me, and at the time I didn't make the connection. It was like a month or two later where I'm like, I should have just taken as many shirts as she wanted to give me. Could always give them away, right? So sometimes we're acting and behaving in ways where we think we got it all together, but we're still reverting back to our old self. But just because I'm not 100% self-confident all the time, does that mean I don't have anything of value to teach? Right? So I would not let the fact that any of you guys, I would not let the fact that you haven't arrived stop you from putting out your creative expression into the world, because people need it. Okay, I hope that was helpful. All right, let me go back and see what some of you guys have written. Hector's going to church with his family. Let's see. Yeah, Angela had to work today, so I think she was maybe popping in on a break or something. So we've got THSM Thincy says, I'm sorry you're confused about my name. Well, tell me what it is. But what was your first Dhar Mann video with Mikey and Jay? That was the one about autism. I think, as to date, I think that video that I was in with Mikey and Jay. Oh, Mikey and Jay. Okay, I thought you meant Mikey and Jaden. I'm not sure if Jay was in this one, but Mikey and Jaden was the one about autism. And I think that has had more views than any other video Dhar Mann has done. Okay. What was it like working with Sakuro in the Avery Preston episode? She reminds me of Ricky. Okay, you had mentioned that before. She's cool. She's excellent. She's a really good actor. I really like her. Donald says that we should, so this is what he got out of it, that we should never let fear stop us from pursuing our dreams. Nana says it reminds me of that scripture that says the gifts and calling of God are irrevocable. No matter how much you push them down or stand on them, they will always be there trying to come out. How many of you guys feel that? You're like, well, maybe I'm just not going to do that thing anymore. But it keeps calling to you and it keeps coming up and you keep having to try to shove it down. RJ says, my niece Carol has autism and she loves tennis and she won a national championship yesterday. That's amazing. Tell her congratulations. Jordan says what he got out of this was that just because you do something and you think it's bad or not good, it doesn't mean you should abandon it. Yes, you can always improve. You can always get better. Look at me. I'm now on like my 6th or 7th draft of my memoir, and I bet I'm going to have more. I bet I'm going to have more drafts. I know I am, because I haven't arrived. And even after I finish writing my memoir, once I get through reading 20 books on writing and being a better writer, I bet I'm going to have some epiphanies and I'm going to go, oh, this is what I could have done. This is what I should have done. You know? Okay. You will struggle in life, Jordan says, but you have to keep going no matter the difficulty, no matter the price, no matter the struggle. I get the message because of my visual impairment, and I have a visual impairment. I could borrow in the teeth. Am I reading that right? About it. But I know society will move on without me. Okay, so do you guys have any questions for me? Brittany says it was helpful. Who else do we have? We've got, is it Emi? I don't know what that first letter is. Simi or Emi? She's writing in from Japan. She says, you're my favorite Dhar Mann actress. Keep up the great work. Cool, thank you. Yeah, there's been some kind of wacky people on today, hasn't there? Life is adventure, Alina says. Make the most out of each day. RJ says, will there be another Mikey video? I certainly hope so. I'm sure there will be. Nicholas says, when will you next meet with Shaunte and Jovanna? They were at my house yesterday. We had a grand old time. We're all three kind of, we're all three writing books. We're all three going to become doing more public speaking, become like motivational speakers. So we were working on that yesterday, helping each other with our goals. Yeah, and that's important to have those people that want to urge you to success. Nicholas saying, you three are a terrific trio. Brittany says, supposed to tell you from Natalie, tell my friend Timmy I miss him. Play date soon. I know, we were thinking about that the other day. I'm like, we need to get those guys back on the phone together. Even if they just play video games. I don't know. But we'll have to do that. I don't know what day. So I'm shooting a new online course tomorrow. So that's why I'm kind of in the studio now. I was getting everything set up. So I'm shooting a new online course tomorrow about acting. Who's interested in that? So my friend put together a course where we're putting it together. We're putting it together together. We're putting it together together. I don't know if that's proper English, but I'm helping him put it together. So, so it's going to be an online course about acting and having fun and giving acting tips and how to do a lot of stuff. So far, we've got 8 lessons planned that we're going to put together, and I'll let you guys know as that comes along how it's coming out. If we can teach you some stuff, those of you who've wanted to break into acting and want some tips. Jacqueline says, you're my favorite Dhar Mann actor, and I made a lot of edits for you, and I love making them. Are you making those on TikTok? I think I saw one on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok all that much, and I don't even know how to share them on TikTok. Like, I don't even know how to find them. I need a tutorial on TikTok. So I joined 3 months ago, rather than several years ago when people told me about it. And then I didn't want to join because somebody took my name, took my picture, took a video pretending to be me. And I contacted TikTok twice trying to get my name back and saying this person is posing as me, but they never responded to me. So I was like mad. I was like, I'm not going to go on TikTok because I don't have my name. So I just decided finally to do it and just do it under Kat Norland, which, no big deal. I guess that's what I'm Kat Norland on Facebook anyway. So I finally made one. I finally made a TikTok, but I don't, Jackie, if I knew how to share your edits, I would share them. Like, I have somebody on Instagram that makes me edits all the time, and I share them. I just want you to know, I just don't know how. It's not that I don't appreciate the edits you're doing for me, but you know what? Jackie, if you could also upload them on Instagram, not just TikTok, I would share them there. I would share them on Instagram because I know how to do that. Okay, Sharmila, did I say your name right? Sharmila says, my daughter has ADHD. She doesn't know when to show the right behavior. Sorry for the inconvenience. I just saw what she did. Who's your daughter? I don't know who your daughter is, so I'm not sure who you're referring to. Okay,
Whoa!
let's see. Jarrell says, neither am I. It's true, Elena, you have to push past struggles in life.
Whoa!
Are you calling for me?
Yeah, I'll go potty again.
Okay, so guys, I hope today was helpful. I hope I answered all your questions. Eli's calling for me to go sit on the potty again, so I gotta go. Have a wonderful Sunday and a blessed week, and we'll see you next Sunday, and I'll have more answers to your cues. Bye.